Good morning, students. After the completion of third chapter, the Delhi Sultanate, today we will start a new chapter of history, and the chapter name is the Mughal Empire. Before starting the chapter, we have to know that how much do you know about the topic. This will check your knowledge level, comprehension level, whatever have you comprehended, understood by reading the chapter in the last class. The first question for you: who is the most famous emperor of India? Second question is: what do you mean by the term empire? And third one is: who were Mughals? The first question answer is Akbar. Who is the most famous emperor of India? Akbar is known as the great emperor of India, and he belongs to Mughal Empire. Afterward, the second question is: what do you mean by the term empire? Students, you know that kingdom is a small territory area, but in an empire there will be more kingdoms. Empire has a large territory area and it includes a lot of kingdoms in a empire. The third question is: who were Mughals? This question will be discussed in the beginning of the chapter. So you have to be concentrated and read every topic properly and don't miss the lecture. Students, we are going to start the chapter with these subtopics: who were the Mughals, Mughal military campaigns, Mughal emperors. We will discuss these subtopics in the chapter. Before starting the chapter, we have to know about the chapter. You know that students, ruling, the chapter name is Mughal Empire, the Mughal Empire. In this chapter, we are going to read about Mughal Empire, ruling as a large territory as the Indian subcontinent with such a diversity of people of different religion, custom, tradition and cultures was an extremely difficult task for any ruler to accomplish in the Middle Ages. Understand? But quite in contrast, opposite, their predecessors, the Mughals, created an empire and accomplished what had till now seemed possible for only short periods of time. From the later half of the 16th century, they expanded their kingdom from Agra and Delhi until in the 17th century they controlled nearly all of the subcontinent. They imposed structures of administration and ideas of governance that outlasted their rule. So Mughal Empire is known for their governance and administration. Understand? Today, the Prime Minister of India addresses the nation of Independence Day from the ramparts of the Red Fort, Delhi, the residence of the Mughal emperors. Do you know, students? The Red Fort had been the residence of Mughal emperors. Now we start the chapter with the first question. Who were the Mughals? The Mughals were descendants in Hindi you say a bansaj, a person who belongs to the same family, descendants of two great lineages. Lineages means we can say that the family tree, the series of family of that coming from one after another. Mughals were descendants of two great lineages of rulers. From the mother side, they were the descendants of Genghis Khan, died 1227. From the mother side, they belong to Genghis Khan, a Mongol, the ruler of Mongol tribes. The ruler of Mongol tribes he controlled over China and Central Asia, and he died in 1227. And from their father's side, they belong to Tamur, 1370 to 1404. Tamur died in 1404. Understand? The ruler of Iran, Iraq and Turkey. However, the Mughals didn't like to be called Mughal or Mongols. Why? What is the reason behind it? Because Genghis Khan memory was linked with the Uzbeks. The Uzbeks were known as Mughal tribes. They were the competitors of Mughal emperor. Understand? So this was because Genghis Khan memory was associated with the massacre of innumerable people, because Genghis Khan had killed many people without any reason. Massacre, narsanghar, carnage. Understand? So they did not like to be called Mongol or Mughals. Who? Mughal. And it was also linked with Uzbeks. The Uzbeks, who were Uzbeks? The Uzbeks were Mongol. They were the competitors of Mughal. Understand? On the other hand, the Mughal were proud of their Timurid ancestry. Mughals felt proud to be called the descendants of Tamur. Not least because their great ancestor had captured Delhi in 1319. Because Tamur had captured Delhi in 1398. Understand? And in contrast, he did not kill many people bereft of any reason, just like Genghis Khan. Understand? So they felt proud to be called from the descendants of their father's sides. Understand? So this is the family tree of Babur. We will know it, the family tree of Babur from their father's side. Understand? First Tamur, 1317 to 1404. Afterward Miran Shah, Sultan Muhammad, Sultan Abu Zaid, Umar Sheikh, Mirza, Babur, 1526 to 1530, Humayun, 1530 to 1540, and 1555 to 1556. During that time, 1540 to 1545, that time, he had gone to Iran in the shelter of Safavid Shah because of Sher Shah Suri. Afterward, Akbar 1556 to 1605. After Akbar, Jahangir 1605 to 1627, Shah Jahan 1627 to 1638, and at last Aurangzeb 1658 to 1707. Understand? So students, afterward we are coming the next subtopic. We have seen the family tree of Babur from their father's side, Taimur. Afterward we are coming the next subtopic, Mughal military campaigns, where they had captured, they had attacked, in which area we will know here. Mughal military campaigns. Babur, the first Mughal emperor, 1526 to 1530. Understand? Succeeded to the throne of Fargana in 1994. Babur succeeded to the throne of Fargana in 1494, and he was only 12 years old, and he was forced to leave his ancestral throne, his own throne, ancestral throne. Why? Because due to invasion, attack of Mongol group, especially the Uzbeks, the Mongol tribe Uzbeks. Afterward, after years of wandering, he wandered here and there many years. Afterward, he seized Kabul. He captured Kabul in Afghanistan, Kabul, in 504. In 1526, he defeated the Sultan of Delhi, Ibrahim Lodi, at Panipat and captured Delhi and Agra. You know that the Battle of Panipat, 1526, the first battle between Ibrahim Lodi and Babur, and Babur had defeated Ibrahim Lodi in the battle and captured Delhi and Agra. Understand? Afterward, we will read about the next subtopic, Mughal emperors. We are coming on Mughal campaigns and events. First, we are going to know about the Mughal campaign of Babur, 1526 to 1530. Babur in 1526, at Battle of Panipat, he defeated Ibrahim Lodi and his Afghan supporters at Panipat. Understand? Afterward, 1527, Battle of Khanwa, he defeated Rana Sanga Rajput rulers and his supporters. Understand? At Khanwa. And afterward, at Battle of 1528, Battle of Chanderi, Babur defeated Rajputs and he established control over Delhi and Agra before his death. Understand? Afterward, we are coming the next emperor from Mughal Empire, and the emperor name is Humayun. Humayun, the timing of Humayun are 1530 to 1540, 1555 and 1556. Understand? Humayun divided his inheritance according to the will of his father, according to the will of his father Babur. His brothers were each given a province. He had given each province to his brother. The ambition of his brother Mirza Kamran weakened Humayun's cause against Afghan competitors. Because of his brother Mirza Kamran, Humayun became weak against Afghan competitors. Understand? As you know that Sher Shah Suri defeated 1539 in Chausa, and afterward he also defeated him in 1540 at the Battle of Kannauj. And afterward, when Humayun had been defeated in the Battle of Kannauj, he fled to Iran in the shelter of Safavid Shah. Understand? In Iran, Humayun received help from the Safavid Shah, and afterward he recaptured Delhi at 1555, but he died the next year after an accident in the building in 1556. About rest of the emperors and their time being, we will read in the next video. Thanks for watching the video.